Hey guys, it's Ben the Coin Geek at Old Pueblo Coin in Tucson, Arizona. Thanks for joining me today, where we're going to look at a pretty tricky counterfeit today. And as always, remember to like, share, and subscribe. We're going to take a look at a $5 Indian piece that I think would fool most people. And we'll take a look here and see. I don't know if I can film this well enough to show you the things that I can see with my loop that you may not be able to see on the video. So we're going to try real hard here. This 1913 San Francisco treat. San Francisco Mint. The estimate mark is almost invisible there, right at 7 o'clock, maybe 8 o'clock, maybe 7:30. I don't know on that guy. And what we're going to do is we're going to go through and try to get some technical aspects on this guy. Throw him on the scale. He should weigh 8.36 grams. And so basically the gram weight on this is, I would say, at 8.37, almost identical to what it should be. So that guy, it would be something that I think would trick most of us as far as like the weight aspect goes. Next up, it should be, we're going to go ahead and use our phenomenometer here. We're going to go ahead and, so this should be 21 millimeters across in diameter. So we're going to go ahead and get this guy as close as we can to dead center on that guy. You can hear it, it's very riveting. Feeling like it's not quite there yet. There we go, as I shave pieces off. I would say that it feels and looks like it's about half a millimeter, 0.46. That could be my measuring error. Look at that, it's so fine. So this is going to be really close to being spot on. Next up, this should be 1.5 millimeters thus. Also, I got 1.47 here. So far, all of the little metrics that you can do that are going to be based on the actual size, shape, and dimensions of the coin itself are testing out really good, which is one of the things that's so tricky about things of this nature. Last but not least, I've got a fancy little doohickey here that we'll see if I got it hooked up right. Should get us at, we got a 90% balance here. We got lights and bells and buzzers going off. And I want to say that it's testing just a little bit off on the sigma. So the sigma is saying that perhaps it's not quite right on that particular coin. Now we're going to look at the stuff that is the stuff that's, I think, in lots of ways most important. In general, when we're dealing with things that are not real, that are counterfeit, real, not real, we want to make sure that we know what we're looking at before we look at any of the other tests. We did the tests. Now I want to try to look at, if I can get close enough here with my 20 power, some of the spark erosion that is on the surface of this coin that gives away the authenticity. And I will probably send this in sometime just to go ahead and get it with a little label that says counterfeit. I actually like having them with a label from one of the companies that says counterfeit, just so I have them to show off. Going to be kind of hard to tell. What I'm looking at is the surface especially between the nose and the stars there. And I'll try to get an angle here at which you can start to see some very fine little pimples popping up. And it is the type of thing that is not showing super well at that angle. Okay, so I can see them at this angle because I know exactly what I'm looking at, but I'm looking right between the nose and that star directly across from the nose. All those little dots that are popping up as the color changes here, those are all raised on the surface. That is all from spark erosion from making the transfer. Now let's look closer here. You'll see some more of a similar activity around the eye. And that is all stuff that shouldn't be there. Some of those will be, so these lines by the eye are more likely to be more of a tool mark. on those. And that is all. Now I'm using a 20 power loop, mind you, and this is the type of thing that from a distance, so a lot of counterfeit, especially like 5 libs and 10 libs, from this reference point is usually where I spot the counterfeits. On 5 libs and 10 libs, it's like, oh yeah, that's not right. You can just kind of look at them and tell. 5 Indians and 2.5 Indians, just a different story. Something about the way these things were made counterfeiting, I guess, somehow easier, or maybe the technology had just gotten better, but a lot of it, I think, is the same old technology that it ever was on these guys. So super convincing, scary stuff out there in counterfeit land. And this is the type of thing, once again, that I recommend, especially if you are looking for higher end coins on Indians, the 2.5s and 5s, buy them graded already. There are some more tooling marks here by the tail, between the 2 tail feathers sets. Those are hard to tell from the video, but those are raised lines on the surface, which will be left from a tooling mark on the die. So as they try to get rid of marks on their die that they made, they leave tooling marks behind instead. So anyways, guys, that is, I hope that helps a little bit. Some of the little things to look for on your $2.5 and $5 gold pieces. You know, just the fine things. A 20 power loop helps. Having the lighting right helps. All of those things help. Thanks so much for watching. I'm Ben the Coin Geek. You can subscribe by clicking on the owl button in the corner and watch more videos on the right side of the screen. Thanks.